What's up guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is going to be a little bit different of a video today. Instead of going over a very specific research paper and telling you all of the findings that are in it, I want to go over research papers in general and specifically the format. I know a lot of you probably see research papers and get a little bit terrified of them, but it's really something that you shouldn't be scared of. It's a really simple format. It's meant to help you. And just to show you how simple of a format it can be, we're going to apply the storybook Green Eggs and Ham. It was a story that my parents read to me a lot growing up, and we're going to apply this storybook into the format of a research paper. Now, there are five main sections to a research paper. Some will have more sections, some will have less, all depending on what the research paper is talking about. But typically, you have five sections. Those are one, the abstract, two, the introduction, three, the methods, four, the results, and five, the discussion slash conclusion. Let's go through them in order. The first section is the abstract. This is pretty much a short summary of the research paper itself. If we were to apply this to Green Eggs and Ham, it would pretty much be a summary or a blurb of the book. So, if you haven't read the book, Green Eggs and Ham is about this character called Sam I Am, and he attempts to convince the narrator, who's pretty much unnamed through the entire book, to try these mystery foods called green eggs and ham. Sam I Am spends most of the book offering the unnamed narrator different locations and dining partners to try the green eggs and ham, and in the end, the narrator relents and eats the green eggs and ham and ends up loving the food. The second section of a research paper is the introduction. This pretty much establishes the context of a research paper and summarizes any background information or current understanding that we have of a specific topic. If we were to apply this to the storybook Green Eggs and Ham, this would pretty much be the first couple pages of the book, where we meet Sam I Am, we meet the narrator, we get introduced to these mysterious foods called the green eggs and ham, and find out that the narrator does not like these green eggs and ham.
I do not like them, Sam I Am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
The next section of a research paper is the method section. This section pretty much goes over how the experiment was run. It goes over the experimental design, how the results were analyzed, how the information was gathered, all of that. This is pretty much how a study's validity is judged, because if the methods themselves are airtight and really strong, you can trust the results a little bit more, but if the methods are a little bit flawed and could have a lot of confounding variables, then you can't trust the results as much. There isn't really a complete parallel in terms of just wording in the storybook Green Eggs and Ham for this, but if we were to write a method section for the book Green Eggs and Ham, it would be kind of like Sam I Am saying that we are going to take the narrator into different locations with a bunch of different acquaintances and see whether or not he will end up eating the green eggs and ham because of that. The next section of a research paper is the results section. This is where you report the findings of your study based on any of the information you gathered because of all the experiments that you did. This section will typically have a lot of diagrams, and it's important to look at all those charts and diagrams because it helps you digest the information a lot easier. If we were to compare this to Green Eggs and Ham, it would be around the last couple pages of the book where we see the narrator finally relent and eat the green eggs and ham and ends up loving it. It even applies well because there's a lot of pictures throughout the book, and those could be synonymous with the diagrams that you'd see, which help you digest the information that you're reading.
Them, Sam I Am. And I would eat them in a boat, and I would eat them with a goat.
The last section I want to talk about is the discussion slash conclusion. This is the section where you really dive into the meaning, importance, and relevance of your results. You should really focus on explaining and evaluating what you found in the results and how it applies to bigger and bigger things. If we apply this to green eggs and ham, like the methods, it isn't explicitly shown, but what you could possibly see in a discussion section if we're applying it to green eggs and ham would be that, like how the narrator didn't like green eggs and ham until he ended up trying it, this can apply to a lot of the kids worldwide who don't like a lot of foods even though they've never tried it, and maybe once that they try it, they'll actually end up liking the food a lot. And that's research papers. Like I said, it's a super simple format. It's very organizational so that the readers can absorb the sheer amount of information that are in all of these research studies. I hope this video helped in getting you a little bit more comfortable with the format of a research paper. But with that, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you like the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.